Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 61st Rome Total War Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. The team I'm in today consists of Heaven member Josh, who has bought the Rome SPQR faction. Brotherhood member Kendi, who has bought the Rome Scipio faction. And myself, a Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome Julio faction. So that's our team there, and not a bad team, and wait till you see the other team, full of really great veteran players. And here is that other team. The team we're playing today are the Maji clan, and this is Maji Blizz, who has bought the Rome Brutio faction. We have Maji Detroit Demon, who has bought the Seleucid faction, and Maji the Legend, who has also bought the Rome Brutio faction. A lot of newer players probably haven't heard of the Maji clan, but in their day they were a very good clan and a formidable force to fight. This should be a great battle. As this battle was fought about 4 or 5 years ago, I thought I'd pause the game so you could have a look at the experimental army I was using about 5 years ago. If you notice here, it's a lot larger than the army I bring today, and it's a completely different formation. Also, you'll see I've got 3 Eagle units within my infantry there, plus my infantry general. And in those days I was experimenting with morale. And what I thought was, well, if I had 3 Eagle units plus the infantry general, with all that morale, I thought it might just keep my troops fighting longer. So this is a really experimental army here with this, because of course, with having that many Eagle units in my army, then I haven't got the elite urban cohorts. If you notice also, I've only got 4 cavalry as well. So it'd be interesting to see how this army does. I don't use it today, so maybe it wasn't that good. I can't really remember really, but it should be an interesting watch to see how it does. At this very early stage of the battle, you can see that the Seleucid Cataphract tank cavalry have come across to our ally there, and our ally now has turned his SPQR cavalry against the Seleucid tank cavalry. If you notice, Kendi moved very fast and is moving his cavalry across to support our ally there, and wisely the Seleucid cavalrymen are pulling back. If you notice, the Seleucid general is also bringing his pike units over as well there to support his cavalry, and also his teammates Brutio cavalry were on their way in as well. So as you can see, I think the enemy tactic here would be to be very aggressive. And the Maji clan was known for their aggression as well, so this should be interesting. As you can see there, the Seleucid enemy Seleucid army are forming up in front of Kendi's infantry. And as you can see, it's such an early stage of the battle. You can see that my troops have only just arrived onto the battlefield by Kendi there. At this very early stage of the battle, I think we can see that the enemy team are concentrating on our teammate Heaven Josh here. There seems to be quite a build-up of forces there, and I noticed that they're being extremely aggressive to him. They're on our right flank, so my guess is that's probably where they're looking to hit. If you notice, very very slowly the Seleucid tank Cataphract cavalry are moving over to our right as well, so I think that's a definite sign that that's their plan. The Maji clan were, as I say, were a great clan of their day, and their teamwork was really good too. So as I say, my guess here is looks like they're going to probably hit Josh here, Heaven Josh on our right. I can see a Brutio cavalry charge going in there, probably to hit that lone SPQR infantry unit there. Yeah, bang, and that one's routed there. As you can see, the Maji clan on our right there are being extremely aggressive against Heaven's Josh here. Also, you'll notice that they've actually got archers firing fire arrows into his army all the time. And for those of you that that watch my other battle videos, you'd see that fire arrows lower the morale of troops as well as causing casualties. So, and if you notice here to the far right, you can see that the Seleucid cataphract cavalry are out to the right there, ready to charge in when ready. And you can see they've seen that one of Josh's cavalry units got his back to them, so bang, they're going to charge straight in there and hit his cavalry from behind. That would have caused a lot of casualties before he even turned round there. You can see I'm bringing my cavalry over to try and help Evans Josh here now. But as I say, with this army I've only got 4 cavalry, so be interesting to see how they do against this cataphract cavalry. And also I see some Brutii cavalry just out to the front there. Looks like it's almost ready to charge in. As you can see, the right flank here seems to be the flashpoint for everything here. This is really aggressive play by the Maji clan. They decided obviously to target Heavens Josh, and that's why they're being so aggressive there. I'm surprised my 4 units of cavalry are still holding. They're doing pretty good there against that Seleucid tank cavalry there, but how long they'll hold now I don't know. As you can see, Kend is bringing his cavalry back now to try and add some assistance.
Our allies have lost their leader.
And bang, his cavalry is hit now to help with the Seleucid tank cavalry there. But at the moment things are not looking at right. As you can see, I'm bringing some of my infantry units over as well to help here. Now the Maji general, Seleucid general, saw my infantry come over and decided to pull his cavalry back a bit there. But it looks very bad here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game here so we can take stock of what's actually happened so far in the battle. Now, bearing in mind this is still the very early stages of the battle. It just goes to show how aggressive the Maji clan have been. If you notice, basically our right flank, even though Heavens Josh put up a good fight and we supported him, basically our right flank's gone. So it's kind of, there's a few of our allies units units left, but they're very battle damaged. And it's almost turned into a 2v3 here. As you can see, our right flank is now very exposed to enemy attack. If you noticed, Kend is bringing some of his units over to protect his right flank, as well as I've sent some units over as well. So this is going to be very difficult now. And as I say, this is an experimental army that I've bought here. So this is going to be a real test to see how well it does against such great players as the Maji.
The gods be praised. The enemy general is
if you notice
dead.
there, the Seleucid general has been killed, and some of you might know that the Seleucid morale is not very good anyway. So with the Seleucid general down, that could help us as the battle goes on, because as his troops get more and more tired, and their morale probably will start to sap. So that could be pretty good for us. You may well notice in this battle that Kendi, as some of you may have seen in other battle videos I put on, is a very aggressive Brotherhood member, and he always likes to attack, and that's what he's been doing so far in this game. If you notice, there's a big Brutii cavalry charge coming in there, and bang, straight into Kendi's forward units there. That was a big cavalry hit there that went into Kendi's infantry. His infantry did very well to hold there. You'll notice in this battle that Kenya's aggressive tactics here suit him just right for this battle, because he knows his flanks and rear are being held by my army, and he can attack as he likes. It's kind of, I always think of this kind of battle is like he's the sword, the attacking arm if you like, and I'm kind of the shield, kind of just watching his flanks and shielding him from flank and rear attack here. So kind of that's the way that we're playing the game at the moment, but it'd be interesting to see if it works or not, bearing in mind we're up against such a class clan as this. See, some of the Brutii cavalry are routing now, which is a good sign for us. If you notice, all the time their archers are shooting their fire arrows into our army, so it's kind of lowering our morale all the time. But maybe, see now, I've got those 3 eagle units plus my infantry general. So maybe that really is helping keeping the morale up of our troops in this particular type of battle here.
We're under attack! We're under attack! Units, move out!
As you can see, some of the Seleucid infantry are starting to rout in front of Kenya's units there. But as you see, the enemy have still got a lot of fresh units left there, so it's be interesting to see how they move here. I would think that tactics are going to be playing a big part here. Where are you going to move your troops, etc. If you notice, Kenya's still attacking with his Scipii infantry there all the time, bang bang bang, attacking, you see, keeping the enemy on the back foot, but knowing that his flanks and rear are being if you like, shielded by my units. So he knows that he can attack as he wants, knowing that his flank and rear are protected. So it's pretty good team play by both of us there. If you notice, he's charging his cavalry in there, and bang! I was hoping to see some of the Brutii enemy infantry start to rout there with that cav hit, but they held very well. So that defensive formation, well, a defence and attack formation that Kendi and myself have got there seems to be working quite well. As you can see, the Maji clan are also quite an aggressive clan. As you notice, that cavalry charge went in there and routed some of Kendi's troops. He's countered with his cavalry now. But that was a nice little hit by the enemy cavalry there. Now, if you notice that some of the Seleucid pikemen have gone out to the right flank there, they may well be thinking about actually coming round the rear of our units there, with the view to trying to attack us from behind. If you notice, they're actually running wide round to the right. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if they did come round to our rear there. You might notice that I've just got, I think it's 2 very battle damaged cavalry units left there, which I'm keeping back in reserve. It's no good sending them in head on to try and rout any units. I'm going to have to use them very tactically because there's just so few of them left. And as you can see, the Seleucid pikemen coming round to our rear. If you notice, I've turned my my infantry to face them there. But also, you might notice just over on our right centre, we're having a lot of pressure from the Brutii infantry constantly attacking us. If you notice, Kenya's taken a couple of units over there as well, and now we're just going to wait and see what Kenya's going to do with his cavalry. He may well charge them in if they start to be engaged. But if you notice that the Seleucid general is sending some of his pike units towards Kenya's cavalry as he's seen the danger there. Of course, the last thing the Seleucid general want is for cavalry to charge in behind him while his troops are fighting, because that will rout them. And especially as they've lost their general, their morale is going to be even lower than it normally would be. Now, if you notice here, the Seleucid pike general's brought his pikemen over and is charging some of his cavalry into Kendi's infantry there. But then, all of a sudden, did you notice that the Seleucid infantry just kind of routed all at once? It's because they were so battle damaged, all those units, and their morale was so low. Just as they were facing all that infantry against them, I think they just decided that was it and routed. So that's a lot of the Seleucid army gone there, which is good from our point of view. But if you notice there on the right, the Brutii infantry is still attacking us quite aggressively there, and there's still a lot of their units left. So this battle is still kind of on a bit of a knife edge, really. If you notice where my units at the front there have just been holding, you might see that they're, because they've just been on guard mode, holding against that aggressive attack, my units are still fresh. Whereas those Brutii infantry that have been actually attacking me aggressively, they will be tired. So if we can get a cavalry hit in behind some of those tired units, we may well be able to get a rout going here. But we just have to wait and see how the battle pans out. As you can see, Ken is bringing some infantry round to the right flank there, probably with a view to try and outflank this Brutii army. But if you noticed that, well, we were kind of fighting in a defence-attack formation between us, and the Brutii and the enemy army was attacking us. If you notice now that things have turned around a bit, and that the enemy now are trying to form a bit of a defensive formation against our attacking. So it's funny in the battle how things can all of a sudden turn. If you notice here on the right flank, you'll see that one of Kendi's units just been attacked in the rear by a Brutii unit. So Kendi's now taking reinforcements over there. And if you notice, he's positioned what's left of his cavalry in a good position here, because he knows that hopefully if he smashes into the back of those tired, engaged enemy troops, he may well get a rout of a couple of units there. As I say, you can see the Brutii infantry really pushing against my army there. Right, here comes Kendi's cavalry. Now, he hasn't got a lot left, but let's see what he does as he hits, if he manages to rout any of those Brutii units at all. And bang, yes, he has managed to do that. So we've managed to rout one of their units there. As you can see, I'm bringing in what's left of my cavalry into the back of these Brutii infantry. Because they're so tired, I'm hoping to rout a unit or two maybe. If you notice, I also attacked with my infantry at the same time. I ran all my infantry forward, so that Brutii infantry is being attacked by my infantry and my cavalry at the same time. Kind of like that hammer and anvil attack we've talked about before, with my cavalry being the hammer and my infantry being the anvil there. So as it looks at the moment, things are looking pretty good for us. Now, bearing in mind we lost our right flank in the very, very early stages of the battle, for us to have been able to turn this battle around like this, I think it's pretty good, really. And just like to say, really well played to Kendi for his great aggressive attacking moves there. And there you can see the I think that was the last of the enemy army now is routed there. And that was a really great battle to be in there. And that experimental army of mine didn't seem to do too bad, really. And you can see the dead on the battlefield there. So what I'd like to say is really well played to both teams there. Nice to see the Maji clan in action. They were a great clan of their day. Really aggressive tactics, and they were good defenders too, and had a good all-round game. Really well played to the team I was in as well. I'd like to say just draw your attention to Kendi's kills there. And as I've mentioned in other battles I put onto YouTube, if you're very aggressive, I don't mean silly aggressive, but controlled aggression like Kendi was there, you will get really good kills. This game really rewards you for being aggressive. On the other hand, if you look at my kills are quite low. And that was because if you notice in that battle, I was kind of like holding the line. I wasn't really attacking, but I was kind of holding the line and shielding Kendi's flank as rear, which he knew that I was doing, and so he could attack freely. So that's the difference between defending lower kills, attacking high kills. And I thought the Heaven clansman did okay on the right there as well, bearing in mind that he was being really targeted by the Maji clan there. Of course, Kendi and myself were trying to support him, but with the amount of attacks and the aggression shown on that right flank, I think it was inevitable we were going to lose that. So from what looked like a losing battle at the beginning, we managed to turn it around. So I hope you enjoyed the battle. This is Spartan Commander saying bye for now.